This video is brought to you by Squarespace. More on that in a moment. If you've been living under a rock, you might not be aware, but Wizards of the Coast have recently just tried to fix everything by banning like 1,000 different cards. By 1,000, I mean like it's like 13 or 15 across like 4 or 5 formats. But either way, they have gone fucking ham with trying to fix stuff. In Modern, primarily, they banned a load of shit, like Simeon's Spirit Guide and all that crap and Uro. I'm sad to see the monkey go, but it's about time, right? And of course, Legacy was fixed because Astrolabe is gone now, so that's nice. Today, we're going to play an old favourite of mine. A deck that I love. A deck that I'm happy when we go 50% wins in a stream or video. Today, we're going to play Green, Black, Value Time. This deck looks to use Heartless Summoning to make your creatures cheaper, right? Once they're cheaper, they cost 1 mana, or 2 mana, or, I know it's expensive, 3 entire mana. Our game plan is to resolve a Heartless Summoning and then play a creature that gives you multiple or more land drops. That can be Oracle of Moldiah, Azusa, or Dryad of Elysian Groves. Obviously, Azusa gives more land drops, but the utility of getting them from your library for virtual card advantage or literal card advantage, and the turning your lands into all types is more important than what Azusa offers. We used to play a lot of Azusa and Wayward Sawtooth, but now we're on more Dryad of Elysian Groves and Oracle of Moldiah. This will then allow you to make land drops from hand or top of library, or in the case of Random Excavator, from the graveyard, with fetch lands being, multiple land drops a turn. 1 fetch land in the bin, 1 Random Excavator, and 1 Dryad of Elysian Groves. That's 2 land drops from 1 land in your graveyard. It's pretty good. Then how do we win? Well, we outvalue our opponent, outgrind them. We've got Tireless Tracker to make a lot of clues, grow our trackers, and draw cards. That's one way of winning. But really, the way to win is to really fuck them up. Is to play a 6/6 death touching big froggy boy and draw a load of cards. That's another way. That's basically the Tireless Tracker way, but sexier, because Tireless Tracker is not as sexy as the Gitrog monster. But what we can also do is we can go get Valakut the Molten Pinnacle by drawing into it with our sheer value, or fetching it with Elvish Reclaimer, which is only a one of, it's a small part of the engine. Or, and that obviously only works with Dryad of Elysian Groves making all your lands mountains, we can go and make everything swamps with our single copy of Urborg, or the fact that we have quite a few swamps in the deck. We have 3 basics and 2 Overgrown Tombs. Okay, I say quite a few, probably not enough, but Dryad of Elysian Groves helps. And then we can just shoot people for 2. So if we make 3 land drops a turn, and 2 of them are fetch lands, so that's basically 5 land drops, that's a 10-point life swing. And then Obnixilis is a little known card from Zendikar block that bolts your opponent in the face. It lava spikes them and grows by 3 counters whenever you landfall. So 1 fetch land, that's 6 damage and 6 growth. 2 fetch lands, 12 and 12. 3 fetch lands, well basically I've got an erection and it's bleeding. Please send help. And then we've got interaction, right? Like, I don't know exactly how this package should be. We've got 1 trophy, 3 push, 3 Inquisition, and 3 Thoughtseize. And we've got 2 more, 2 more trophies in the sideboard, a Wrath and a Thoughtseize in the sideboard, and a load of other good shit for like anti-artifacts like the Hammer Time deck and so on. I think our Graveyard Hate could be a bit better than just 2 Surgicals, but it's too late now. I've already filmed the league. The deck list is in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. And before we get started, before we jump into the games, just a quick... But before we jump into the games, just a little shout out to my... But before I get into the games, I just want to give a big shout out to this video's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. I've recently set up this rather beautiful, some people say garish, but I think it's beautiful, website called PleasantKenobi.com, where you can learn all about me. You can find out about my Instagram and who I've worked for before in terms of brands. I've been thinking for a while about setting up a website, but I wasn't really sure how to do that. I didn't even have the time to learn, web coding and all that jazz. Squarespace is an online platform that allows you to both create and host websites, and it helps out individuals like me who are creative, I would say, but don't really know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to creating a website. I wanted somewhere that would help me with my ego, growing that, for example, and also help with my search engine optimization, and like I said, allowing me to show where the brands I've worked with previously and stuff like that. Here you can see I'm literally putting together a gallery of those brands, which is what I've done this week to improve the website, trying to improve on a little bit week by week. And it's a good place to put together a portfolio to show people who I've worked with for potential collaborations in the future. So whether you're a creative individual looking to create a portfolio of your writing or your photography, or perhaps you're a hobbyist trying to create a more professional area to show off your model painting or your card altering, Squarespace will allow you, it will help you to do that. It's not all in one platform, there's no plugins to your browser, no updates, no patches, it's all done from the website itself. As you can see here, I have used their gallery feature to make this new page, and it's so easy. Just upload what you need, you can drag and drop it around. I can't get over how easy it is. When I finished doing it, I rushed to show my wife. I got her to load it on her phone, because as you can see here, that Squarespace helps you to understand how it will look both on desktop, but also on phone. You can make your website look good on someone's mobile phone, because looking good on a mobile phone is way more important than looking good on desktop these days. So if you're looking to try out Squarespace, you can start your free trial today at squarespace.com/Kenobi. That's squarespace.com/Kenobi, and use the code Kenobi, capital letters Kenobi. That's Kenobi. Did you hear what I said? I said Kenobi to get 10% off your first purchase. Right, let's play some fucking modern.
Game!
Right, we've got lands, Heartless Summoning, interaction, and creatures. There's nothing better, really. Our opponent plays a Bauble. They're on Lurrus, so I'm assuming there's some form of Death Shadow. Snow-covered plains my opponent's God, so that's actually Lurrus Hammer time. Okay. Did I put Collector Oofs in my side? I did. I'm not a complete... We've also got Slimes that are pretty good against that deck. We drew a Thoughtseize. I'm going to go grab... an Overgrown Tomb here. And we're going to Inquisition them. They have 3 lands, a Colossus Hammer, and a Cigar. Let me just get rid of the Hammer. Giver of Runes from our opponent, freshly drawn, and the Ink Moth from hand. I kind of want to play Heartless Summoning, but I think we have to kill the Giver of Runes. Or maybe we have a whole turn. If they draw the Hammer, we just die. I want to play the Heartless Summoning here, which is shields down. And if they just draw a Hammer... If they draw a Hammer... Actually, shit. If they draw a Hammer... or Stoneforge, or Steel Shaper's Gift. So actually, that's a lot of possible cards for them to draw, which means we should have held up Trophy to, well, we should just held up Ghost Quarter for the Nexus and Trophy for the Giver. Well, we can get that as well. They put Lurrus into hand. They got Colossus Hammer in the graveyard, Lurrus in hand. They're going to attack us for 1 with Giver. We draw an Azusa. We're going to Thoughtseize the Lurrus from their hand. That's definitely what we're going to do this turn as well. Green and colorless for Oracle. We find a Swamp. We play the Swamp off the top. We play, we're going to Thoughtseize them. Let's Thoughtseize them now. Let's get rid of the Lurrus. And now I want to get more land drops, but I mean shuffling our library. Play the Delta. Crack the Delta. Grab another Tomb, shocking ourselves. Play a green. Play an Azusa. Keep Ghost Quarter on top. I don't know if that's a bug. Play the Quarter. Play the Forest. Now we've got Assassin's Trophy up. If we Ghost Quarter ourselves, that seems pretty good. Okay, pass the turn to our opponent. Of course, we can't really trophy the Inkmoth Nexus because of the Giver of Runes, but we can blow up a Hammer, and that's the main thing. They crack their Silent Clearing. They play a second Giver of Runes, okay. They opt not to attack with the Giver of Runes. We untap and draw a land. We find Ob Nixilis on top, so we're going to go Tireless Tracker, Landfall, make a clue. We're going to crack that clue. Draw a card, which is the Ob Nixilis. Find a land not on top, which is a shame. So we can kill them like next turn, but I think we have to hold up Trophy for a Hammer again. Yeah, we're going to have to. That said, if we Ghost Quarter ourselves, we can shuffle. Try and hit some more lands, because we have 3 more land drops. Make a clue and still hold up Trophy. I'm going to Ghost Quarter myself here, which minimizes our land drops for that Ob Nixilis, I guess. But we're trying to find an Excavator on top of our library and some lands, really. So we're going to go and grab a Swamp here. We found a tracker on top of our library. Make a clue, which we can draw. So we're gonna draw the tracker on top of our library. Try and find a land underneath this tracker. Always gonna hold up the mana for the trophy. Found a nurturing peatland, so we play that. Make another trophy. Clue, not even a treasure. I don't fucking know. Don't look at me. Dread presence on top of our library. We'll just pass the turn. Silent Clearing from our opponent. They crack the Silent Clearing. They attack for 1. We ain't blocking. They can flash in a Hammer here, which would be lethal. And then we can blow up the Hammer with Assassin's Trophy. So Hammer comes in. Hammer goes on to the Giver of Runes. And then we just blow up the Hammer. If they had a second Hammer, then we'd be in trouble. We are shields down a little bit here, but hopefully next turn we'll make a lot of progress in terms of, I don't know, killing our opponent or getting really into this game. Found a land on top, so we can go black source, and a green source, play Ob Nixilis. I'm then going to go Dread Presence as well. Play a Verdant. This will trigger Ob Nixilis, which will shoot our opponent. It will get us a clue. It will grow the Ob Nixilis. We're then going to crack the Verdant, go down 1. Grab a Swamp. ETBs, trigger Dread Presence. We're going to shoot the Giver of Runes to kill it. We're going to trigger Ob Nixilis, shooting our opponent. We're going to make another clue, not a treasure. Fuck, it's hard. Magic is hard. They stop us being able to kill the other Giver this turn. We play a Ghost Quarter. We trigger Ob Nixilis, shooting our opponent. We always yield to the Ob Nixilis at this point. We Ghost Quarter our own swamp to go and grab, I don't know, a forest, just to shuffle our library as well. Tree Gob next, let's take him down to 7. Draw a card. Find a Fatal Push on top, but not the mana to cast it. Which means we're in trouble if they just kill us, right? But we do have a Ghost Quarter to kill the Inkmoth Nexus now, so I guess I just do that now. Get in for 6. Take them to 1. Before they untap with the Giver of Runes, we're just going to Ghost Quarter the Inkmoth Nexus. This way they can't untap, play a hammer onto it, give protection from... Well, it flies anyway, so it'll just fuck us. And that is all she wrote. Our opponent's on 1. We had a pretty good turn, honestly. And we go to sideboarding. Part of me really wants to bring these Surgicals in along with all our removal and Collector Roofs and stuff, but I don't know if that's right. I guess Surgical and a Hammer does make their deck significantly worse. So maybe it is right. I'm not sure. Okay, so we can't keep this, evidently, as we only have 1 Valakut. This is fine. We've got Excavator plus Dried of the Elysian Groves down a fetch land, so we can really get our land going. We're going to put 1 Excavator on the bottom. We're hoping this Inquisition will catch a Hammer. Then we still got to deal with the Lurrus. Scarder's Aid from our opponent. Windswept Heath, we're going to crack it, grab an Overgrown Tomb. Pay the Life, and we're going to Inquisition our opponent to take a look-see at what they're working with. They've mulled to 4. They've got Steel Shaper's Gift, Pure Steel Paladin, and Colossus Hammer. So we're going to get rid of probably the body, honestly, because Pure Steel plus Steel Shaper's Gift gets them a Colossus Hammer anyway. So I'm going to take the Pure Steel Paladin. It draws them cards. It gives them something to put the threats onto. We want to basically minimize the threats they can cast. Giver of Runes, okay, so the Giver of Runes is going to get a Hammer at instant speed. Oh, okay. We kind of want to just draw Assassin's Trophy right here and right now so they don't double hammer us, because they will kill us. We did not, so we're basically dead. That is quite unfortunate. I'm going to play this and see if they don't go for it for fear of the Assassin's Trophy or the push. Because obviously if they go for it, they're in trouble. Now if I were them, I would go for it with 1 hammer. And if there's nothing from us, you know what, I'd make them have it. That's what I would do. They attack for 1. They don't go for it by putting 2 hammers onto the Giver of Runes, which is crazy. I think they definitely should have done it. They put Lurrus into hand. Okay. We draw a Fatal Push, which is absolutely legit here. I guess we just kill the Giver of Runes now. Then they'll go Lurrus, play a land, and then play the Giver of Runes again. Okay, pass back to our opponent. They've got a Lurrus in hand. They can go Lurrus, land, play a Giver. And now we're in a real tight spot because they've got so much recursion. We didn't bring in Surgical, and we have nothing stopping them from playing things in the graveyard like Rip style effects. So we have to have a really good turn, or we're going to get hammered the shit out of. Okay, we played a Dryad of the Elysian Groves last turn. We drew a Swamp. Playing an Excavator, play a Heath, crack said Heath, grabbing a Forest, crack our Peatland, draw a Delta, play a Swamp, pretend we've got Push, and pass to our opponent. Now, they can give Lurrus protection from green here and stick 2 hammers on him, so again, we should be dead. This is less of a, they probably won't try and make us have it, and it's more they will just go for it now. Hammer number 1, they draw a card, they put the hammer onto Lurrus, they play a Bauble, they play hammer number 2, I assume they put that onto Lurrus as well, and then give him pro-green. Protection from green 23-22 for just 5 mana? What were Wizards thinking? Let's go to game 3. So we're playing first. Last game our opponent had a very solid start and we had a mulligan to a slow 6, so I'm not too fussed. This hand has a push and a heartless and some gas, so we're going to go with this. This is actually a pretty good hand for us. Would love a turn 1 Thoughtseize, honestly. But push is still something. Play a Delta. We might be just fetching up a Swamp to push whatever they play. We might just be getting Overgrown Tomb tapped to end of turn if they just play Scarder's Aid or pass the turn without playing anything. Turn 1, Shadow Spear. Okay. Ornithopter. Okay. Ornithopter. Okay. Do I need to push one of these Ornithopters? I probably do. We're just doing this for mana efficiency's sake. I don't know if pushing an Ornithopter feels good for anyone ever at any position in life, but we have to do it at some point. So next turn we get to like pop off a little bit with Oracle plus Ramanap Excavator and some fetches in the bin and that sort of stuff. We can also go like Tireless Tracker, Ramanap, well, kinda. Stoneforge. Okay, so they go and get a hammer now. Of course, I talked about Inkmoth having flying earlier. Colossus Hammer does make creatures lose flying when they're carrying it, which is beautifully thematic. We found a Surgical Extraction, which is cool. It's cool. We're going to play Oracle. We found a Verdant on top of our library. We're going to play it. We're going to crack it. shuffling away the push on top of our library, which is a bit of a shame, but, you know, it is what it is. We're going to play a forest. We're going to find a Windswept Heath. We're going to play the Windswept Heath. Should have played the tracker there. Sorry, that was a misplay. Play this tracker. Ghost Quarter on top to kill the Ink Moth. So we've got an answer for that next turn. Okay, so we got deeper into our deck. We've got Surgical. They have a hammer, but they need Sigarda's Aid or Pure Steel Paladin in order to equip the hammer. Pure Steel makes metalwork, having 3 artifacts, and then you have that with the Ornithopter Shadow Spear, and Colossus makes the equip cost 0, or they have Sigarda's Aid, which just slaps it into the hands of the creature. I have a ton of Sigarda's Aids in a cupboard somewhere, where I bought a load when they first came out to send them out to viewers when I used to do that as a reward for Patreon, and then another viewer sent me like a dozen of them as well, with like, please play these written on them. So I've got a load of them, some drawn on by a fan and some not. They attack with a 1-2 Stoneforge, and there's not a lot we can do about it, because our Tireless Tracker is a 2-1 thanks to Heartless Summoning at the moment. We go to 17. They put Lurrus into hand. We draw the Ghost Quarter. We play the Tomb and we pay the life. Okay, we find another Ghost Quarter. We're going to play that as well. Okay, we find Dread Presence on top of our library, which is sweet. So we're going to crack a clue to draw it. We're going to play it. And now we've got a shot in the chamber. Windswept Heath grabbing Overgrown Tomb actually gives us a 2 damage shot. And we should be playing 2 or 3 tombs. I think it's 3. So we have 2 more left in the library to get with this Heath. We can also Ghost Quarter ourselves, find another basic swamp as well. So we actually have 2 shots in the chamber, as it were. We're going to get in with Tireless Tracker, because we need to kill them before they like assemble the combo. We're going to fire off this Windswept Heath shot from the Dread Presence at some point this turn, because we don't want to draw the other Oracle, I think. I mean, I guess another land drop isn't terrible. So they're going to put Shadow Spear onto the Ornithopter here. I'm going to crack the Heath. We're going to grab a tomb. We've got 2 tombs in our deck. I'm going to pay 2 life. Don't know why I paid 2 life there. There was absolutely no reason to. It was just a weird flex, I guess. Well, we can crack a clue now, I guess. So we kill the Ornithopter. The equip fails. They can put on the Shadow Spear onto the Stoneforge now instead. They play a Giver of Runes. Okay. Play another Giver of Runes. Okay. We untap and we draw the Swamp. So we play a Swamp. We trigger Dread Presence. We go 2 damage, kill a Giver. And we get a clue. We play a Verdant and crack it, because we should have a 3rd Swamp in our deck. We do. Dread Presence again, going to shoot the Giver of Runes. Crack a clue, draw the Slime. Play the Slime. Kill the Shadow Spear. And let's go to combat and hit with a 4-3, I guess. And a 2-2, why not? Why not? We've got blockers. We've got Surgicals. We've got clues, Ghost Quarter. We've got a push on top in a pinch. We can crack a clue, grab the fail push off the top of our library, and kill the something. Lurrus, I guess, in this case. So they play Lurrus. They can now play the Shadow Spear or Giver of Runes for free. They can play an Ornithopter for free. That is fine. End of turn, we're going to cast this, eat the... Well, actually, we're not going to eat the Giver of Runes, but we're waiting to kill the Colossus Hammer, honestly. Instead, we're going to crack a clue. We're going to pay black mana, and we're going to Fatal Push the Lurrus. We're going to untap. Drawing a Heartless Summoning, which isn't ideal. We're going to go Ramen Up Excavator. We're going to shuffle our library by Ghost Quartering our own Swamp. I'd love to use that ability. We grab a Forest here. We get a clue off it. We shuffle the library and Heartless Summonings on top. That feels like a bug. We'll play the Swamp off the Dread Presence. We'll go deal 2 damage and we'll kill the Ornithopter. We'll play the Ghost Quarter out of the graveyard. We'll crack a clue. We'll crack a clue. Do we want to crack... We'll keep Ghost Quarter from one of the Ink Moth. We'll crack another clue. We'll look at what's in their hand, which is Disenchant and a Colossus Hammer. We'll get rid of Colossus Hammer. And then we'll go attack him with an 8-7 Tireless Tracker and a 2-2. Not a 1-1. Well, they have to block the Tireless Tracker, actually. So yeah, we'll attack with a 1-1. They take 3 going to 5. We still have 2 blockers in case something went horribly wrong, but I can't think what could. I'm wondering what the Disenchant is for. Like, I don't know. What were they expecting out of our deck? Oh, I guess killing a Heartless Summoning on turn 2 would be pretty good, I guess.
Another one.
This hand has borderline no interaction, so I'm going to mulligan, like nothing to do. I'm going to keep this 2-lander Heartless Dryad. I'm going to bottom the Obnixilis. We're going to keep all the action and the gas. We're going to hurt ourselves a lot. Oh no, we're gonna hurt. That is the sound of audible frustration. That is a swamp though, so that undid some of the damage here. Okay, we're gonna untap. We're gonna play a swamp, and we're gonna pass back to our opponent. We're gonna push something this turn. It's either gonna be a Goblin Guide or an Eidolon. I think we have to take 2. Let's see what the Goblin Guide finds us. Another land? No, a Thoughtseize. Take 2. We can't let an Eidolon stick, because I'll make our next turns awful. There's the Eidolon. So we're going to push the Eidolon now. Go to 14. They have 4 cards in the hand and a recurring 2 damage on board. We're going to go Forest and we're going to go Heartless Summoning. Right. Pass back to our opponent. Grimace, like fucking clench our arseholes to like the tightness that could forge diamonds to 5p from 50p territory. Double suspend Rift Bolts from our opponent. So whatever we put into play isn't going to last very long. Interesting. In for 2. These Thoughtseizes look fucking awful. Come on. We untap and we draw another Heartless Summoning, which is the fucking worst, honestly. What is going on with our fucking draws? Okay, let's go Tireless Tracker. Land. Let's go spunk all over my monitor in pure frustration. It's getting Rift Bolted, isn't it? And then so is our face. So is our face. We're going to pass back to our opponent. I don't really want my Dryad dead as well, considering even when it says 1-3, it can still block the Goblin Guide. So one of them is going to kill our tracker. No, 1 to face. Okay. Does the other one go to face? That's not a good sign, my friends. That means they probably have 6 damage in hand. They're going to attack our Goblin Guide. Dryad on top. We're going to block. We trade off. We're on 6. They have 2 mana. 4 cards. We untap. We draw another Dryad. So we're going to go Dryad of Lycian Groves. Do I really want to go to 5? I probably do. Oh, this mana's free now. Should I use that? Well, now because of the Dryad. Draw a tracker. Oh, this fucking draw is strong. The redundant Heartless Summoning. The fucking Thoughtseizes. Lightning Helix. They untap. Do they have another Helix? They do. They do. Okay, well that fucking sucked. We'll keep this. We've got Heartless Summoning to Baloth into Obnixilis into Fetchland, which is pretty solid, honestly. We're going to leave with a swamp. I'm going to basically save my fetch lands till later. So if we draw an untapped land next turn, we'll use that for the Heartless. Goblin Guide from our opponent. In for 2. We draw Ghost Quarter. Now, we have to go get a green source, otherwise we can't play Baloth on turn 3. What is up with these double fucking Heartless draws? So we just had one in another game as well. It'd be funny if I mentioned it's not made it to the video, because I'm not going to put all the games in the league into the video, but the double Heartless draws are pissing me off. Our next card is a third Heartless Summoning on top of our library. Well, I guess I'm going to fucking lose to drawing all of them again. It's like Aether Vial. If you draw 4 your Aether Vials every game, you will just lose. That's just how it happens, how it works. Let's go Verdant, Cracket, grab a Forest, and we're going to go double green Baloth. It is a 3/3 Baloth, but it's going to draw us 4 life. They're going to Skullcrack us? Jesus fucking Christ. Are you having a laugh? Our opponent had the Skullcrack at the exact moment they needed it. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh, I'm just casually drawing multiple Heartless Summonings. Don't mind me. Searing Blaze kills our thing. Go to 8. They bolt us 2. Fuck me. This is horrendous. You came here for a cool deck, and it's just me being fucking salty, however garbage these fucking draws have been. We drew a Delta. So they suspend the Rift Bolt. We're on 6. We're going to have a really big Obnixilis in a second. Go to 5. We're dead to literally anything. Should have had a clue there. Too busy being salty. We're dead to like every card in the deck that isn't a fucking mountain or a creature. Which is pretty much every card in the deck. Yeah, we're fucked. GG.
Another one.
Well, fuck my old shit pipe. We only have 2 lands, so we're going to be mulliganing this. 2 lands plus a Heartless would make me, you know, consider it, especially with Oracles of Moldiah, but we're going to mulligan. We're going to key... No, this is also completely unplayable. The first time was actually better. This is closer. It's better. It's warmer. 3 lands, an Inquisition, and a Tireless. No, cancel. We're going to put back the Fatal Push, and we're going to put back the Dryad of Lycian Groves. Let's fucking go. Our opponents have, of course, kept us 7. They're playing Urborg. I don't know what this means. Are they on 8 rack? Please don't be on 8 rack. Let's go Polluted Delta, go get a Swamp. Could have Fuck, didn't need a fetch there. They've got an Urborg. I'm a moron. Let's Inquisition them. Are they 8-rack? They're not. There are a collection of... Oh, it's a smallpox deck. Well, shit. The proverbial bed. What can we beat and what can't we beat here? Sword of Feast and Famine is pretty strong. As is Bloodchief's Thirst. I think I have to take the smallpox or the sword. I think it's the smallpox. Like, we can beat smallpox once we're online, but we have to get there first. Now, Bloodchief's Ascension will also kill... Or Bloodchief's Ding Dong will kill our TARDIS Tracker. TARDIS Tracker is particularly weak to the penis of Bloodchiefs. Triumph from our opponent, so no... Nothing from them yet. Okay. Verdant. Pass the turn. Planes from our opponent. Lingering Souls from our opponent, to be expected. Heartless Summoning. Oh boy, oh baby. Let's fucking go. Let's go black. Heartless Summoning. Then we're going to go Windswept Heath. Crack it. Grabbing a basic forest. The forest is now look up, look down, an overgrown tomb. Now all my lands are whatever the fuck I want them to be. Play a Dryad of the Elysian Groves there. This will die. But at least Tracker will allow us to crack the catacombs. If we draw a land, we can go up Nixilis, crack the catacombs, and just start zapping them. I guess this sword is a problem because Obnixilis can't swing through it, but we can just kill them with all our zappity zaps off the Obnixilis. The real problem here is that I don't know what I'm doing. Like, not just here, but in life, you know? Whoa there, what the fuck? Okay. I'm going to say interesting, because that's the response that anyone says to anything in the Magic community. They're going to fucking slap us so hard. Okay, take a load to the face. Draw a card. Drew a Heath. Okay, Tracker. I think we're going to get slapped with the Sword of Feast and Famine next turn, which is okay. Like, they'll get to hit us, then re-equip it to another thing. I'm going to hit Elspeth for 1 here. I probably should be hitting them for 1. Because the lower they are, the more likely we are just to kill them. If they go down, tick on Elspeth, that's 6. Sword is 7, 8. That's 8. That's a lot. They also have Bloodchief's Thirst here, but I guess they've got to choose what to shoot and kill. Tracker's good. Obnixilis is good. All of these things, pretty good. Sword of Feast and Famine. Make 2 1/1s. They can't equip. They're going to attack with 2 1/1s. Okay. Go to 10. We're kind of dead next turn. Draw Heartless Summoning. Let's crack this. Grab a forest. Shoot them. Crack a clue. Grow the Tracker. Draw an Urborg. Play an Urborg. Shoot them. Crack a clue. Draw a 3rd fucking copy of Heartless fucking Summoning. Are you having a fucking laugh? Are you joking? Go to combat. Attack and kill Elspeth, because otherwise we're just gonna die. This way, at least we only take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe. I don't fucking know. I've drawn my 3rd Heartless Summoning for 3. God, fuck me. I wish I wouldn't draw the 4 of cards that are worse in multiples. Maybe I should only run 3, but you kind of want to always draw 1. So you have to play 4. It's a downside. It's a drawback, shall we say. Now they got Bloodchief's Thirst, and they can kill for 4 mana Obnixilis, for example. They're going to equip the sword instead. They're going to swing and then flashback Lingering Souls, which gives us a chance. There's another sword. Jesus Christ. It's Mardu Stoneblade, and I'm here for it. I love it. So they get in for 3. No other attacks. We take 3, because it's in the air. It's pro-black. It's pro-green. They're going to untap all their lands. And we're going to discard a Heartless Summoning. They're now going to Bloodchief's Thirst the Obnixilis, right? They have to. They Lingering Souls. They equip Feast and Famine to a Spirit to give them a good blocker, sure. And at end of turn, we're going to crack this and grab this, say no, trigger, make a clue, and shoot them in the face. We untap. We need to pick 3 land drops. Land drop number 1. Shoot them, make a clue. Crack the Delta, go to 4, grab a swamp, make a clue, shoot them. We've got another land drop left because of the Dryad of Elysian Groves. Crack a clue, draw Thoughtseize. Crack a clue, draw a Ghost Quarter. Play the Ghost Quarter, Obnixilis them. Okay, they misunderstood how powerful Obnixilis could be with multiple land drops, and we won the game. Woo! The tilt is immeasurable, but sometimes you still get there. Okay, this would be good if we had Black Souls, but we don't, so we can't. This is pretty good. We have Plague Engineer to mess with the Lingering Souls, we have Collector Oof to mess with the swords, we have Assassin's Trophy, so we're going to put one land back. My fear, though, is because we're on the draw, and we're muddling into 6, which isn't that bad, but we're muddling into 6, we're going to have a problem where they're going to get to smallpox us before we do anything, and then we would be fucked. Inquisition of Kozilek from our opponent. Honestly, if I were them, I don't know what I would take here. Obviously, their hand will help to determine that as well. They mull to 6-2. So, for example, if their hand is like double Lingering Souls, you take the Plague Engineer hands down. If their hand is a sword and something else like that, then Oof is obviously better, or maybe Trophy. It's really hard to say. They took the Trophy. Play a Verdant and pass the turn. And there it is. Okay. Fuck. We're going to discard. Ramming Up's too good here. Plague Engineer's too good here. So I'm going to just go Plague Engineer because it's 3 mana. Oof is 2, and Ramming Up allows us to get more lands of what's going on here. So we're going to sack a land here. They're going to sack a Flagstones, and they're going to get a land from that, and they're not going to be down a resource, which is really cool. I love these kind of interactions. It's stacksy. It's the kind of thing that people bitch and moan about in EDH. Let's go Swamp. Protecting that Nurturing Peatland from another Smallpox, for example, so that we can eventually cast as Collector Oof with this Ramanap. Stoneforge Mystic. If they grab Batterskull here, our Collector Oof looks a bit silly. They did grab Batterskull, so again, Collector Oof looks a little bit silly. Go Nurturing Peatland. Let's play the Oof. Stoneforge Mystic number 2. Well, I doubt they've got a second Batterskull, right? That's not going to be a thing. Sword of Fire and Ice, okay. I mean, they're going to have a removal spell for this guy eventually anyway, but no attacks, so they can make a Batterskull on our end step. We drew a Dryad of Elysian Groves. Let's play Ramen of Excavator. Next time we can go Dryad of Elysian Groves, double Verdant, and hope that digs us and accelerates us far enough. There's going to be a Batterskull from our opponent now, which is a problem, but it's not an immediate threat. It's very much an immediate threat, and it's very much pressure. I'd be talking complete shit to say otherwise. But on the upside, a Sword of Fire and Ice don't do shit. They've got 2 cards in hand. One is a Fire and Ice, and one is something else. Hopefully not removal, so we can get into this game. 4 damage will take us to 13, but it will take them to 23. We drew an Inquisition. I'm going to play the Dryad. Play a Verdant, crack a Verdant. So for this is the land drop 1. We're going to grab a Swamp. Play the Verdant again. We're then going to just Inquisition them. See what that second card is other than the Fire and Ice. They're just going to put the Fire and Ice into play now anyway to get it out of their hand. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. We get rid of Celestial Purge, protecting a future Dread Presence or Nixilis. No attacks from us. They're raw dog drawing now. 4 more damage coming in. Nothing we can do about it right now. Lingering Souls. Okay, this is not great for us. We drew a Heartless Summoning, which is probably not where we want to be. So let's crack a Nurturing Peatland to draw a card. We drew a Trophy, which is pretty good. Let's play a Peatland again. Crack it again. Let's just see what we can find in our deck. Okay, so we can kill Batterskull here, and then we're just dealing with the 1/1s in the air, which is still a problem, but we're drawing 2 cards a turn. I think we kill it now before they can like untap, draw a removal spell like a Plowshares, and kill this in response to then bounce it. I would not want that to be happening, so we're going to kill the Batterskull. They untap, they have 1 fresh card in hand, God knows what it is. We're on a 4-turn clock from the Spirits. Okay, we take 2 here. We can actually start attacking now with our 2-3 and our 2-4, I think. They flash back Lingering Souls. Still on a 2-turn clock. Play the Peatland. Sacrifice the Peatland. Draw a Reclaimer. That gives us some valid action, doesn't it? Draw a Slime. Reclaimer. Is there any reason to play the Heartless Summoning right now? Set up for a big turn next turn. That's our only option, really. Like, we really need to do something next turn, or just die to these fucking spirits. Like drawing Tracker into Azusa and so on would be pretty sweet. Destroy all islands. Well, fuck me then, I guess. Yep, that's game over. That's some hot tech for the Dryad of Elysian Grove decks. And I guess with Amulet running around, that's going to be pretty fucking sick. So they got us. I'm going to have to congratulate them. That was sick. We can slowly claw our way back into this game, but we don't have the time. Like, we could slowly make 2 lands a turn thanks to our composition, but we are under too much pressure. So we're going to play this. We're going to play this. And I guess we get to take ourselves out here. So, we went 1-4. I don't know how many of these games make it to the league. We went 1-4. Oh, fuck no. We can begin sideboarding. We can fix this. 3 lands, Excavator, Grove. Let's give this a shot. We've got the trophy for equipment. I'm still scared of Pox, but that's what Pox does to you. It makes you scared. If you're not scared of Pox, and you're like, I don't know, anti-masking or whatever, then you're probably a piece of shit. Flagstone's a Trocaire. It's like, oh, they can't possibly Pox us now. Then they untap, play Urborg next turn, and Pox us hard. Let's go Verdant Catacombs. We can hold that off and not lose that. Lose the Swamp to our Pox if we need to keep a green source, for example. Weirdly, we could trophy the Flagstones if they Pox this turn to really mess with them, but that wouldn't be very good. Well, I mean, I'd trade the trophy for one of their lands, essentially. Actually, no, because we trophy the Flagstones, I get 2 lands out and sack one of them, so we wouldn't really be any better off. If they get Battle Skull here, we kill the Stoneforge. If they get a sword, we probably don't. They got Battle Skull, okay. You can have a land, but I mean, it gives you 2, puts you back 2 turns on casting the Battle Skull. Not the full 3 though, because it gives them a land, obviously. This uses our mana efficiently, so if we untap and draw a land, we can go draw +2 lands, or similar. We did do that, so we're going to go Dryad, another land drop, make a green, play a Ramanap, and then, oh fuck, we don't. I'm like, oh, we've got Heartless Summoning in play. We don't. Oh, that happens every time I play this deck. Every time I suddenly think, I start to think, we've got the enchantment in play when we fucking don't, Vince. They have 8 cards in hand, one of which is Batter Skull. I have no fucking... wow, there's an Urborg. Okay. Don't Pox me, bruh. Don't Pox me. Come on. Don't do it. If they have Boil as well. Well, they don't have red sources right now, but if they have Boil, that'd be bad. They do have a red source. I'm lying. Don't boil me. Don't boil me, bruh. Kaya's Guile. Okay. So we sack a creature, they make a 1/1. This is very good for them. We drew a Gitrog. Not bad. We're going to go Excavator. I'm going to pass the turn. Then we can play Gitrog or Obby B. Obby N. Obnixilis next turn. I guess we go Obnixilis if we have a land, maybe. To make the biggest threat possible, try and get them to answer it. And then Gitrog can grind us out further. Shock. Well, I let that resolve, which was a mistake. At least this still makes black mana. This still makes black mana. Well, actually, it's not a mistake. Keeping Ashiok in play here. Well, keeping this in place, sorry, it means that we can get into our yard later once Ashiok is dead. They did not tap out, which is a shame. I will not lie to you. Oracle of Mordiah. We can't fetch with a Verdant, but we're hoping there's lands on top. There is not, but we have an Assassin's Trophy. We're going to combat and attack the Ashiok here. Get the Spirit off the table, which is nice. They flow mana, play another Flagstones, sack it, fetch up a land. I was hoping they'd just go 5 mana, tap up a Battle Skull and don't do a whole lot else. That would have been nice. They're going to, like, do the whole fucking thing. Okay. We'll sacrifice the Oracle. They'll make a Spirit. We know we've got Trophy on top, which is nice. They know it's coming too. Oh, but they know it's coming, so they exile of Ashiok. Oh, fuck, I did not even think about that. That was dumb. That was incredibly dumb. Shit. Let's go ahead and... oh, fuck. Do I... Gitrog is bad here, because of the Ashiok. We have to get rid of Ashiok first. Obby is okay, but they might have, like, Blood Chiefs. Vital Force kind of forces them to actually have to do something. We're going to untap a Swamp here. Back the Ashiok. Fighting over the Ashiok is causing me all sorts of grief here, but what can you do? Ashiok goes to 1 here. They can like double Lingering Souls and we'll be so far away from killing the Ashiok, it'll be unreal. Our opponent kills the Nissa with a kicked Blood Chief's Thirst, which makes a lot of sense. They kind of have to, right? If we emblem Nissa, -6 to make every land a cantrip, it's just too good. They now have 2 Lingering Souls tokens. They're going to mill us with Ashiok anyway. That doesn't seem... maybe I think they should have kept Ashiok around, honestly. We drew an Overgrown Tomb. We're going to play a Gitrog monster. We're going to crack our Verdant Catacombs. Draw an Excavator. We're going to go looking at what's left in our library after all the exiling. We're good. We're good. We get a Swamp here. Play another Verdant Catacombs out of the bin. And we'll crack it again to draw another card. Because drawing cards is fun. Get a Dread Presence, cool. Grab a Forest. And then I guess we just go attacking for 2. And then we just play the Verdant again. And we're just going to draw another card. Gets us a Reclaimer. What do we go grab here? Do we play the Reclaimer or do we play the other Ramanap? Guess we play the other Ramanap. Actually, no. We keep one of the Ramanaps secret. So if they kill our Ramanap and they're like, haha, we killed your Ramanap, we're like, well, good for you. The Urborg on their side of the board is going to make our Dread Presence pretty hot. We have 8 mana, 1 more land drop, and we have both Obnixus and Dread Presence available, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. They float a mana and play an Urborg. They play a lot of legendary lands from a modern deck, right? Urborg and Flagstones is pretty interesting. They play the battle score that we're aware of. They can stick that to a Spirit next turn. They have 3 mana to protect it from removal as well, but I don't think we care too much at this point. Oh, we don't have 8 mana next turn because we've got a sack to the Gitrog. Interesting. So we're going to float the mana, sack a swamp, draw a Dryad of Elysian Grove, so we can get a Valakut this turn as well. And that'll draw us a card. Yeah, that seems pretty good. If they have Boil in hand, we'll look a bit silly. So Valakut ETB is tapped. We draw for turn. We draw Plague Engineer, which is pretty good here. We're going to go green, black, and black for a Dryad of Elysian Groves. Yes. We're then going to play a Forest. And we're going to bolt the yeah, let's do that. Bolt the Germ. I don't sound very confident though. I'm fully aware. So we will use that ability, yes. We're then going to go green, green, and black to play Plague Engineer on Spirit. Then we'll play another Swamp to bolt the Germ. Then we'll play another Mountain to bolt their face. And then we'll go red, green, and black just to play another Excavator, because if they blow up our lands of Boil, we've then got like 2 bodies in play to help us replay things like the bin. Hit them for 8 down to 11. So Boil would be brutal here, but we'd still like draw a card and get to play 2 lands out of our bin next turn as well. So they crackle a Silent Clone to draw a card. Okay, we got there. We went 2-3. It's been. I feel like I'm home, you know? I feel like going below 50% win rate with a Gitrog deck, it feels like I'm home.